seal the deal. If EG had just rotated a little earlier there, maybe towards that first hill, rather than pushing that scrap time, you could have set up with a Tempest of their own. Maybe things go a little bit differently, but to your point, 100 Thieves get their first map win of the day, but they were made to work very, very hard for that.
Yes, it was. I mean, EG put up a good fight on what I have to imagine isn't their preferred hardpoint map in this series, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting, right? Arsenal's a map where a ton of maps in Call of Duty, you always expect it to be that 2-3 rotation. The one where you're going from one side of the map all the way to the other. Same thing on Seaside.
Right.
You expect those to be the big one. But we see time and time again, it really just is that fourth hill straight into new. It's that rotation over towards first that it's just every single game when it comes down to the wire, when it's within 50 points, that's the rotation that wins you the game.
Well, we'll take a look at our series layout once again. Map number 1 goes in favor of 100 Thieves, 250 to 225. We've got a gridlock search next, followed by a gridlock control, 2 haciendas to close things out. The hard point, and of course, the game 5 search and destroy. As I said earlier on, for EvilGeniuses, it's either been they 3-0 or get 3-0'd. However, I think this series might be the first that's going to be a little different for them.
I mean, at the very least, again, it was a very close map number 1. That's got to instill some confidence. Obviously, they're going to be not happy with the loss, right? I think Exotic was sitting on a Tempest for quite some time. He only pulls it out when the situation is as dire as possible, and things got a little bit out of hand. I think the Specialist battle was massive for 100 Thieves to eventually win towards the end, but we go to S&D where Specialists will be maybe not non-existent, but you pretty much never see him, so it always comes down to strats and execution of the strats.
100 Thieves look flat to start the day. Finally starting to wake up a little bit, but that gridlock search and destroy definitely gonna be an interesting one. Of course, that's coming up next. We'll take a look though at our losers bracket and how things are starting to shape up. And this is what both teams are playing for. It is scary, scary stuff. United, of course, defeated Reciprocity earlier on. So Rec is down there. The winner of this plays Optic Gaming in losers round 1. I mean, that's nuts. Nuts to think about. Technically, we lose round 2, but either way, incredible. One of those two teams is falling so early. Or, of course, if EG do win this, then it would be EG Optic Gaming, but I think many people are expecting to see that Optic Gaming 100 Thieves losers matchup.
And for either team, really, that could do a lot of things when you think about champs, right? If Optic Gaming falls this early, they go back to the drawing board and think about maybe we should have made role swaps. They start to just get in their heads maybe a little bit, and things get confusing. And for 100 Thieves, it's just like a huge wake-up call, right? It's like, okay, it's, you know, you win back-to-back, you're feeling great, everyone's expecting to be the dominant team, boom, all of a sudden 3-0'd right out of the gates. Now, of course, either one of these teams can bounce back. Both of those teams just fall in their first series, but it is going to be an absolute mountain to climb. You
just feel, though, from what you saw really in both series, neither of them look good. Optic Gaming specifically just looked terrible. They really did against LG. And honestly, you could say the same thing really for 100 Thieves. So a lot of work needs to be done for both of them if they want to have a big run and potentially make it to grand finals here at the playoffs. But for now, Thieves have to just get through EvilGeniuses. They were able to do so in map number 1. Now can they do it here in Gridlock Search?
Bomb down and the life advantage does get evened up. 100 Thieves quick on the attack. McKenny maybe just caught out a little bit. Priesta, he does get there for the help for the trade, but it turns into a 3v3, and then he gets traded, and, well, it is trades on trades. It's a 2v2, but Slasher, he's got the ICR inside. He's going to get shot by JCap, who flanks around the back and shoots 2 players in the side. And despite the first blood, EvilGeniuses, first round on board.
And very well played from JCap, who, credit to him, he's had a very good playoff so far. Done all of the play-in bracket. Played very well. Great decision making. Won his team some maps, it's fair to say. Even map number 1 in this series played well. But a nice start to the search and destroy for him as he finds the final 2 kills.
Now we'll see what 100 Thieves can put together on offense, maybe something creative. We've seen a handful of creative strats from a handful of different teams scattered throughout this week thus far. It looks like they're just going to be playing for picks just a little bit. They got the nice map spread. No one's going to get over aggressive. They're going to see if EvilGeniuses makes a commitment to one side of the map.
So far, Bomb starting to push up over towards B. The players in A will wrap out. Slasher, who tried to act as maybe a little bit of bait, wasn't too successful. Does find a first blood, however. That was on Apathy to try to cross back, so once again, first blood, 100 Thieves.
I will say they actually had a pretty good frag grenade to come over to stop the guy on bomb, so you see the idea, but it comes down to the gun in the end. Accuracy does even up the odds, and Kenny's there for the trade. He's going to just instantly challenge, slide away with his life, and it looks like he just wants to get back on the cross. And for EG, I mean, you got to deal with Kenny, and even just to get to him, it's not going to be simple. Big plays coming out of the former Rookie of the Year.
Really good plays from Kenny. Just taking over the round by himself there. Love to see that. If you're a 100 Thieves fan, and well, you're going to get to watch it again. Teammate planting the bomb. Challenges up top. Drops down. There's number 2. So he decides against challenging here. Pops back up. Teammates get in position. And then challenges for free kill on JCap.
Big plays coming out. Couple first bloods get evened up. Obviously, EG, you saw the idea there of, you know where the guy's going to be planting the bomb. You chuck the frag grenade over the house. You try to get it to land, but whichever player went for that bomb plant, very quick to get off site. And then, of course, it does help to have Kenny on your team.
When he's in that type of form, it sure does. EG back on attack. Eyeing up the B site. There's going to be 2 players from 100 Thieves here, though. First blood for Apathy. However, Priesta finds Exotic, so 4v4. Keep your eye on the minimap. Number 1, it's JCap for now. He's lingering over towards A, and I think he's got all the information he could need. Hasn't seen anyone push through. And he'll be the first of the party there. Meanwhile, now number 3 on the minimap, which is Accuracy from EG. He's staying over towards B now. If he's able to cause a bit of distraction, maybe the 100 Thieves players might turn around, but I believe it was Attach cutting through mid who was spotted.
Well, of course, if not a distraction, the number 3 Accuracy might be able to just eventually flank. It looks like instead of that, he's just going to wrap back 100 Thieves. Got to keep it in the back of your mind, but Slasher, the intro killed, the ICR battle won. Now they have the man advantage when moving into showers. You got to get the trades on point. Slasher doing it himself with the nade. Attach has to back down. He can't heal him. By the time he does, his teammates have fallen around him. Slasher on a 4 spree, getting picks with the ICR, picks with the cluster grenade, and now he's going to find himself just over 100 points off screen.
That was just a fantastic nade. Really was. Gave shower control almost instantly to 100 Thieves, and a couple players are going to be weak. Very well played. Slasher looks to just take over game 2 by himself. Already half of his progression towards War Machine in just 3 rounds.
And now, of course, for 100 Thieves on offense, just give him the bomb, right?
I mean, I would.
Give him the bomb, try to get him some streaks. So, I mean, a lot of teams will, if you're getting close to streaks, they always give the player the bomb. Almost always, it's specialists that teams don't go for that hefty investment of switching up the bomb plant strats. But in this situation, I fully expect it. And, of course, for EG, probably shouldn't let him plant.
Wouldn't be the smartest thing in the world, because it wouldn't give him the streaks just yet. We'd still have to do a little bit more work, but first over, past mirrors. Kenny with first blood. Does that open up the side enough for Slasher to feel confident to try and push forward? Now on the site, he is planting. Now also bear in mind, Kenny's 175 away from streaks too, so a very real opportunity here for 100 Thieves to explode into the round, but Slasher hops off the bomb, now wants to try and pinch 2 players towards showers. He's not going to get the streaks either. From a round which looked horrible for EvilGeniuses, it's now a 1v1. Enable versus Apathy. Apathy wins it. That could have been horrible for EG. Instead, they tie it up 2-2.
Could have been horrible. Instead, it is beautiful. That is just players body stacking. We have seen this strat a handful of times now. I think it might have been Heretics was the first team to really show it off of one guy lay down, a couple players look over top, but is very beneficial, and not just the 1v1, but even making sure you double challenge Slasher. You know he's the man once he gets those kill in mid-showers that he's wrapping through tree. You have to single him out, because at the very least, you got to make sure they don't get streaks, and even better, you win the round.
No streaks for Slasher, no streaks for Kenny. Still looking for Octane to find his first pick in this search. He sits at 0-3. Same can be said for Exotic, sitting at 0-4. However, after that nice round from MAP, conversation about streaks can be flipped on its head. He's 250 away. Of course, they gave him bomb as well, so that's going to put him close. He'll still need a couple of EKAs, though, to try and secure the first. Be careful, maybe a little bit too much of his body showing. Attach will help. App shuts down Enable. 25 points. One more will do it. He's going to hunt him down, finds Priester. And in 2 rounds, this search and destroy now looks vastly different.
That is an incredible change of pace. He got the world champ, former world champ, couple under his belt, couple rings on his fingers, making those big plays. And again, it's just he goes from shutting all the players down, winning a one-on-one. Now he's getting bomb plants, winning a handful of gunfights, getting streaks of his own, and now it just comes down to the execution. You got the streaks, now you just got to make sure you use them right.
Apathy finally found Apathy form.
I saw got buffed.
Sure did. Apathy got buffed. 6 and 3. 2 streaks available. EG with a 3-2 advantage. Again, back and forth action. The hard point was very, very close. The search not disappointing either. Octane bouncing up and down, top 18. Finds nothing but hit markers. Slasher does find the kill.
Poor JCap.
Yeah.
Poor JCap. There is nothing you can do getting shot through the wall other than just not show up and not get information, which you effectively have to do. The lightning strike actually going to get called in as Attach actually finds the kill. The lightning, though, it looks like it isn't going to find anything. Everyone's stacked up in house, but after he's here, he's got the SOG, but Kenny had the better play. He finds 2. Lightning strike burned. And anytime you think a team is looking good in the game, completely flips on its head.
Sure does. As soon as JCap fell, you saw the right idea from EG. Make sure you control bottom brown, top brown, and the streak will force them inside. Problem was, 300-400 Thieves players flying at you. Very tough to win all those fights. In terms of specialist progression, obviously we talked about it at the start, kind of jokingly. Well, Apathy is very, very close to a grab slam. On the flip side, Slasher slowed down a little bit, but not really too much. He's about 3/4 of the way through towards his War Machine.
And you got Hunter Thieves there just going on a very fast flank through mid-map. It is going to be 4 players here. It looks like 3 players have crossed, and they're going to leave Octane around on that white car just to peer inside. So now you're nervous. Do you even want to plant the bomb, or better yet, on the Hellstorm?
Well, bomb was actually being planted, then bomb planter hopped off. That was exotic. He was actually planting for the original EG side, which would have been very beneficial for 100 Thieves. So it's a good job he actually decided to hop off, but now you just have to try and win these fights. There's 2 players from 100 Thieves still trying to go down the flank, 1 from mid-map. Exotic helps Apathy out. 3v3, another free kill, no! Not the case. Enable gets payback against Apathy from a few rounds ago. Attached for the 1v2, the saving grace. Bomb is down, but a good stun grenade connects. Octane wins the fight. Bomb defused.
And there is a couple of things that round that I don't like from the side of EG. First of all, Apathy is what, 3/4 of the way to the grab slam? Give him the bomb. Let him get the plant. It's fine. Get the grab slam early. Completely changes the dynamic of how Hunter Thieves has to play every single round when he's got the grab in the back pocket. So I think you should have given him the bomb. 2, 4 players you just spotted mid-map. Call on the Hellstorm and kill them. Don't have Exotic go and plant the bomb. Have him switch places with Apathy and just call on the Hellstorm and win the round. I just think you could do either one of those things, or just do both of those things.
Yeah.
You win the round, you get a lot closer to the grab. Instead, you lose the round, and things are much more dicey than they probably needed to be.
100 Thieves back in the lead, 4-3. You still have the streak for Apathy. It attaches 3/4 of the way through for a War Machine as well. He's 9 and 6. A great map from him. Both those players putting up big numbers for the team. Same can be said for Slasher on 100 Thieves. And well, speaking of 100 Thieves, hey, bomb site, wide open. Hellstorm's called in. Bomb will not be stuck. Now, how much can you curve the Hellstorm? Okay.
I mean, we've seen that to set up to get it through a hole in the wall towards the bottom of the map, but makes a commitment, just lands it outside, and of course, if the Hellstorm is being caught on you, you don't stand outside, so 100 Thieves very happy to get that off the board.
Still waiting for first blood. 100 Thieves have wrapped out of A. Off from Slasher. They find the first EG, they might take this bait. A couple of kills come through, including a team kill, 3v3. Bomb is going down at B, though. I don't think EG realized it just yet.
Kenny just by himself, though, mid-map. The help is actually there from Octane, but you imagine the trades might be quick. Players going hunting. The bomb does get planted. Octane, 275 off streaks, just doesn't want to get shot in the back. JCap up top. He does enough just to stay alive.
Enable really is an important player for the 2v2. Has to keep the pressure off Octane, and that's one way of doing it. Double kill for Enable. Means 100 Thieves go up to map point.
And again, you have a round where you call in the Hellstorm. You land it outside, you get virtually nothing. But the round before that, you just had an opportunity. You had an opportunity to get Apathy even closer to the Grab Slam, to use the Hellstorm to kill all the players that went mid-map, where you have the inside completely locked down. But a couple plays and a couple different rounds where EG just not quite on the ball, and well, 100 Thieves will be very happy for it.
Now, big advantage in game 2. App is a kill away from Grab Slam. I believe he is going to be the bomb carrier, so plant would be enough for the Grab Slam. That's really, the teammates are even going to allow the round to be long enough. In this situation, you just let App plant the bomb and you do not kill Enable until that bomb is down. Planted, now Enable's fair game. G, back in.
We're out here talking about Apathy getting the Grab Slam. Meanwhile, Attach creeping up, and I think that might have been the
kill for it.
Yeah, the War Machine that he just earned. So
they have War and Grab
again
down around.
Every single time there has been momentum for one team in this game. So everything just starts to go right for the other side.
100 Thieves win this round then.
I suppose. Deal with the War Machine, deal with the Grab Slam. I suppose that's how that works.
It's funny because you set this up perfectly, saying, oh yeah, you really see specialists in search, and now EG
here we are.
Have not just one, but 2 players with him. Slasher, he's more than likely, he's able to stay alive. Find a couple of kills, he might find his War Machine as well. So, very big chance here.
And we got to go to Apathy, right? He's the man to watch, and he's able to find 2. Octane is there for the instant trade, but his job is done. Takes 2 players to the grave with him. He gives his team the man advantage.
We'd love to see War Machine saved. Of course, that is going to come down to whether he sees an opportunity to use it well or not. Because you might still have to worry about Slasher in that round 11. For now, 100 Thieves in a 3 versus 4, pushing over towards the B side. Looking for any pick they can get, and that is just bad timing. Attach isn't going to spot him. Jump up top. War Machine is now out. There's no one on the bomb. 100 Thieves, they push forward. 1 hit marker, but the problem, Attach's teammates need a little bit of help. Exotic is now pinned. It's a 1v2 for Attach. Makes it a 1v1, gets the information. He knows where Octane is with 20 seconds. He's hunting, but he hasn't found Octane. 13 seconds. There should be no way Octane can plant this bomb. Attach just has to jiggle spots Octane. We're going to round 11, or are we? We are.
By the hair of his chinny chin. Attach just able to get away. He didn't see it. You could just slide in a close corner, but he tries to run, and hey, he is successful with it. He pulls out a War Machine, horribly ineffectual, doesn't get any information on the players that cross through the back alley. Got nothing there, but his teammates got enough kills, and he still clutched the 1v2. All is well then, that ends well.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Round 11.
I told you it was going to be close. I knew it.
And by the way, Slasher...
A kill.
Yeah, a kill. An EKIA, an assist, a concussion landed potentially.
Anything.
He's got the cluster, so.
Anything for the War, and of course 100 Thieves are going to want to try and play into A. Here's the mistake though for me. EG, they've played into it. They've played in towards A. This just comes down to me. Slasher's the only player that matters. I don't want to see anyone else other than Slasher, because bomb's going to go down, sure. It's whether he gets the War Machine. He's damaged. A player at the EKA going to come through. JCap shuts down Octane. Oh, Slasher just had to get the kill. Not going to be able to do it. And 100 Thieves in round 11 crumble. EG tie it up 1-1.
That a hell of a game from EvilGeniuses. I don't even want to say it's 100 Thieves crumbling. I want to say that's EG that just threw the rounds away. They had streaks, they were in great spots in that round. I mean, you're thinking about Slasher with the War Machine, right? But you also, when Exotic was playing the bomb, he had Flak Jacket. They had a trophy down back